Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Nikki. I would love for you to subscribe and become a member of my little family that I've got here. And if you're already a subscriber, thank you so much for being one. It means the world to me. I've never done a favorites video, so we're going to be trying a new video today. And there's actually quite a bit of stuff because I've never done a favorites video. There's so much stuff that I like and it's just built up over the time. So, if you want to see what's in my favorites, and I'm talking, we got quite a bit. This is a pretty hefty little bag we got here. I just stuffed everything in here. But if you want to see my favorites, then just keep on watching. Okay, so again, I've never done one of these videos. So, I think the way I'm going to do it is by telling you my favorites based on how I would normally apply them. And for some products, I have a low end and a high end. Not all of these are full size by any means. I don't really purchase that much full size expensive makeup, but I figured I would share it anyways just because it is stuff that I have been enjoying. So when I do my makeup, I usually start out with moisturizer, and my favorite one that's on the affordable side is the dry skin cream. It's technically by Ponds, but this one is the dollar store version of it. Don't ask me why I buy the dollar store version. It's just like, I don't even think it's a whole $1 cheaper. Anything to save that buck, you know. And then for high end, it's this Glam Glow Glow Starter. I just got introduced to this stuff, and I don't know if it's the fact that it works really good or if it's just the smell. It does feel really nice on the skin, but the smell is amazing. And the dry skin cream from Ponds I just love it. I've loved it for a long time. It somewhat helps with my dry patches because I have excessively dry skin. Not as bad as some other people may have, but to me it is pretty dry, so I really enjoy that product for that. Okay, up next is this primer. This is the e.l.f. Mineral Infused Primer, and to me personally this is very much comparable to Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. I do have both. I would definitely repurchase this one. I'm not saying that the Smashbox isn't worth the money that you pay for it. It's like $16 for the size that's around the same size as this, and this is only $6. So you're saving $10 there. It's up to you whether you just want to go high-end or drugstore. That's completely up to you. And these also are just like the Smashbox in the fact that they have the color correcting ones. There's a green one I know, and I think there's a purple one, I'm not really sure, and maybe even a yellow. I'm not 100% on that, don't quote me. But this is a very good product. It's really good at hiding your pores. Okay, up next for me would typically be foundation. This Conceal and Perfect by Milani is 100% my absolute favorite foundation. It has been since I bought it. You can see that it is very well loved. I do have lots of other foundations, so they don't all get run out as soon as I buy them. That's the only reason this one hasn't run out, is because I try to use all of them so they don't go bad. I just like trying new things. But this one has got more love from me than any other foundation that I've ever bought, and I actually need to pick up another one, probably in a lighter shade, and just save this one for summertime when I get a little bit darker, because right now it doesn't really match up. I'm not wearing it today because, yet again, I like to try and change it up. On to the next one. I guess next would be concealer, and I just was introduced to this. I seen a lot of people using it and really wanted to see what it was about, because I never really got into the whole super highlighted areas on the face. Never really was my thing, but now I totally get it. This is the Maybelline Age Rewind concealer, and it works really well. You just pop off the cap and you twist it up until the product comes out, and this little sponge helps you to apply it. I do like the product. The application process is a little bit meh for me. I wish it had a applicator that was a little bit different, but I absolutely love the concealer itself, and it will definitely be a repurchase. And then once you have all your face on there, I always want to go ahead and set it because I have very crease-worthy under eyes. So I personally love the Airspun powder. This one is translucent. I love to use this all over my face. I place it pretty heavily under my eyes just to make sure that they stay and don't go anywhere. And then just take a big powder brush, load it up, and tap off a lot. And then just buff it in all over the rest of my face. And then also use it to clean up my contour right here. I bake that area as well. But I love that product. Okay, speaking of contour, next would be my Profusion contour palette. I just did a video on this. I will link it down below. But this palette right here is a total makeup game changer. You can use this palette for so many things. This is the shades that's in here. There's bronze shades. It just works on all different skin tones. I'll put it that way. That's the best way that I know to put it. I love it. My favorite bronzer right now is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm not sure when this will ever change because this stuff works amazingly. It's the perfect color. You can actually skip contouring altogether with this. On more natural days, that's just exactly what I do. I just put this all over the place and call it done. I love it. Up next would be my highlight. That's what I would do after bronzer and everything. So I have the Wet n Wild Fergie Collection highlighter. This one is in Hollywood Boulevard. It's filthy, but it is a very gorgeous highlight. I'll just go ahead and do a little swatch for you. If you're a little bit lighter, you may just want to use it lightly, but this shade, the golden tones that this gives is just so bronzy and summery. I love it. And then for the high end, I have, again, just a little tiny guy of the Becca Cosmetics Opal, and I love this one too. It's kind of trashed right now. You can see it's looking pretty rough these days, but here is a little swatch of that, and it's just a very pretty highlight too. I love this one. It's very pigmented and really gets the job done. Okay, on to brows. My favorite, all-time favorite brow pencil that I have found so far is the Almay one. I can't really make out the name. I will try to leave it in the description box, but it looks like this. I buy the darkest one that they have, or at least I think it's the darkest one. Love this thing. My Kmart here is, I think it's out of business now, but it was going out of business. I bought every one of these that they had because I don't want to run out of them, and they were on sale, so I mean, why not? But it works amazingly. And then typically once I have my eyebrows on, I would go ahead and apply my eyeshadow and primer. And for primer, I have the Take on the Day eyeshadow primer, again from Wet n Wild in the Fergie collection. Honest to goodness, I don't know if this is something that is still around. I have no idea because I didn't buy it at the store. I bought it at a flea market, so I couldn't really tell you much about it, but I do like that primer. Then for eyeshadow, tell me if you're shocked. If you have been a subscriber for any amount of time, tell me if you're surprised. My favorite eyeshadow palette is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. I am still in love with this thing. I still use it almost every single day. You can clearly see these shadows are getting lots and lots of love. Love this thing. It smells fantastic. The colors work amazingly. Nothing bad whatsoever to say about this palette. I am in love. In love. And I'm so glad I have it. Okay, once I would have my eyeshadows done, I would go ahead and do my eyeliner. And I have two eyeliners here that are both from the drugstore, but they've both become favorites. This one has always been a favorite, and then it broke on me, so I ended up having to use this one for a little while, and it actually grew on me pretty good because I hadn't really picked it up in a long time. So these are both now favorites. This one is the Milani retractable pencil. It is in the shade black. I love this thing. This one is by Maybelline. It's the Define a Line in ebony black, and they both have the same concept. They're both twist up eyeliners. The only difference really is that this one has a smudger on the end of it. Other than that, they both work exactly the same. They perform the same. I love both of them. Then for liquid liner, I have really been enjoying the e.l.f. Precision Liquid Eyeliner and the NYX Super Skinny Marker. Here is the e.l.f. Precision Liner, and it has this really nice brush on the end of it. So you can get a really decent line. I don't know if you can see that. And it's also really dark, so it works really well. And then the next one, I was actually really skeptical about it at first. I never could get it to work right. And then me and my son were making tattoos. And I ended up using this because I was like, well, I don't really like it, so I don't care if I waste this one, and I just used it. And after I used it for a few minutes on my hand, I guess you just have to kind of push the product out of it. But it has a really nice applicator on it as well. I want to say that it's a felt, yeah, it's a felt tip liner. But it still works really good. I just had to play around with it for a few minutes, and then the product actually started coming out. So now I'm a believer. I like it a lot. Okay, for mascara, which is usually what I go into after my eyes are lined up, I personally am in love with the Voluminous Million Lashes by L'Oreal. I have used this stuff for years and think that it is just the bee's knees, if you will. It has a really nice applicator on it. It's plastic instead of like hair, you know what I'm talking about, the ones that are like little flexible bristles. These are more stiff, and I feel like it really helps get the product on there. And then this one is Bobbi Brown Smokey Eye Mascara, which is actually the complete opposite. It has the other more fibrous bristles on it, and I love it actually more than this one, but I like the price of this one a lot better, so this one's the real MVP. The last thing that I'm going to talk about is lip stuff, and I actually have three. I have these two that actually just came out from Broadway Colors. It's a brand that you can find in the dollar store. And then this one is by Makeup Revolution. It's a very pretty nude shade, and it came with a lip liner. These are in the shade Rain, and this is my go-to right now. If I want to wear lipstick, which isn't really all that often, I wish it was, but I'm just not quite... I'm not really confident enough to wear lipstick out in public. I'm not the kind of person to get their mirror out and check and make sure everything's going on good, you know. I've never really been that person. I wish that I was, but I'm not. I'm like the person that puts their makeup on at the beginning of the day and then just goes. Like, if it stays, it stays, and if it goes, it goes. Like, that's just always been my attitude. The older I get, the more I am starting to care a little bit more. But I'm still just that same old girl who doesn't really pay that much attention and hopes that everything's there by the end of the day. But like I said, I am starting to take it more serious now. So I am starting to get more into lip stuff, and hopefully you'll see that grow on my channel. But I'm actually not even wearing lipstick right now, so let's go ahead and fix that. There we go, that's better. Now you can see I actually have lips. But yeah, I really do love these. These, I haven't really got a chance to play around with them a whole lot. They just came out, but I did use them in a video the other day, and I really like the application and the way the colors mix together. So we'll see. My next video is probably going to be me doing a look using all of my favorites. So if you want to see that video, make sure that you're subscribed. And that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and always be you. Have a great day.